this? That is what I was trying to, reliability. Let me show you. Let me show you. You know what is this? White check sign.
Blank checks.
Wow. Okay. So, to be honest with you,
This is
that's
trust.
Yeah.
This
So
is trust.
that's what I mean with also with the referrals. You know, I get referrals all the time. You know, I got a client through realty in Uruguay. I'm from Uruguay, but from Punta del Este, a friend of mine have very nice realty there, and we're going to make, you know, like a kind of little partnership with some of their clients, and they bring me a doctor from Luján, Argentina, and he bought from me without seeing 2 properties in West Palm Beach, and now that's happened 2 weeks ago. And I already bought properties, I already rent them out. They closed 2 weeks ago, and I already rent them out. And now the cousin of his wife called me last week because she wants to do some investment. This happened to me personally all the time. All the time. That's very good.
That's what it's all about. It's all about customer service.
Yeah.
So the ones that don't give customer service, those are not the ones that get the referrals.
The other thing that is important is when, and I'm talking, this is most for investment than for somebody who wants a $2 million house, but I have this client who wanted to buy, who was referred by another client, an apartment, you know, a second home. He lived in Texas. And he was not sure where, he didn't know it was a house, an apartment, he didn't have a clue, but he wanted a boat, but he didn't want to spend more than $100,000. Made the story short, and then he said, no, but I want 2, one for me and one for my partner, because he's going to get jealous if I get something and he doesn't. Okay. So I took him to, he liked Aventura, but there are not many places in Aventura where you want to put a boat. They say the biggest marina is Williams Island, you want to go there. So I took 2, but he didn't want to spend too much money, so it was Williams Island 1 or 2, which they are great buildings. So he ended up buying 1 in Olympus, 1 in Aventura, but let me tell you, he wanted to buy $400,000. I am selling 1 for $285 and 1 for $315. Because I told him, you don't need to spend the $400,000. You know what? His brother now have 5 apartments under contract. And I said, well, he really liked it, and he wanted to spend $400,000, and he didn't even spend $300,000 in the apartment. He was like, and the 3 that are buying, I have never met them in my life, over the phone. 1 could only do wire transfers to a Bank of America, because I don't know what happened, he couldn't do wire transfer, but to a Bank of America, and Mackin or the lawyer doesn't have an account in Bank of America. So he transferred the money to me. I have $380,000 in my bank account from the guy. I never met that guy in my entire life. Because his friend liked the fact that I didn't tell him to because I could have done, oh, let me make $2,000 more or $3,000 more. No, I tell him, you don't need to spend that kind of money. Why do you want to spend that kind of money? You can get the same. This is a second home. So my thing is that try to be honest, because that's the most important thing. And maybe you made $2,000, $3,000 less this month, but that will multiply. And let me tell you, and then, you know, I never done marketing in my life. My website is 1 page and it's horrible. I don't even say it myself. It's really bad. I don't even have business cards. When I go to places, I have them in my drawer. So it's because I have enough referral from, you know, clients. And I've been doing it for 2 years. So it really, it really, and this year I think I've done 40 rentals and like 40 or 50 sales. And it's all about referral. It's once you are there, you don't stop, especially in commercial, because there is a lot of money out there, and the banks are paying very little interest rates.
I gotta get your banks, because in Fort Lauderdale we have a very hard time, okay?
Sorry?
I said, I gotta get the name of your banks, give loans, because in Fort
now
Lauderdale we have a very
look,
hard time.
I was selling 45 townhomes in a community home to a client. The seller was not selling, my client didn't wanted to buy, but he was an investor. I said, this is a good deal, because you are buying those townhomes at $140,000 a door, which those townhomes cannot be built for less than 140 plus the land. So you are making now like 5.5% cap, but the exit strategy, I mean, those townhomes sold in 2005 for $250,000. So you are buying equity, not only a return, but you are buying equity. Buy them and say, but how can we buy them? I don't have that, I don't want to put $7 million to buy that deal. And they said, I get you a bank. No, my bank is going to do it. This was 3 weeks before the closing, and he said, there were 3 partners. We don't want to do a recourse loan. We don't have a bank. 3 weeks. I found a bank in Broward, in Homestead. The bank is in Homestead.
Okay.
The bank financed the entire transaction in 3 weeks.
Beautiful.
And this is not everything. Out of the 45 townhomes, the rentals were very low. We have to evict like 600. So half of the townhomes in 4 months, we rented them for $200 to $300 more. And now we put the entire community on the market again.
Beautiful.
And if it sells for the price I believe it's going to sell, he's going to make $1.5 million in 6-7 months. So I mean,
Not
those guys will do whatever I tell them.
And that's the same thing that Rocio. Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to up.
But the
it.
banks are extremely good now, especially with foreign buyers. They are giving you, if you buy strip malls, you know what is a great investment? Is strip malls. Why? Because the banks are giving to foreign buyers 75% loans at 5.5 interest rates. And you only have to put some money in the bank and a letter from your accountant. That's it. So, if you buy a strip mall that is giving you a 7% cap, but you are only putting 25% of the money, so that 7% becomes a 20, 21.
Amazing.
So,
And they can also get an EB-5 visa if they put $1 million.
Yes.
yeah, but the EB-5 doesn't work for every project because you need to have a minimum
Right.
amount of work that the project will generate. What works very good for EB-5 visa are developments. Lennar just raised $600 million for EB-5 visas from Chinese. 80% of the money they raised,
Right.
Lennar. And the other one who raised a lot of money through EB-5 visas was
Well, the Panorama.
your Related Group. Related Group are doing 3 huge towers in New York. They raised the entire money for the project through EB-5 visa project.
Regional,
Because the
yeah.
Chinese,
The
80% of Chinese
80%.
are the one buying in New York City.
Yeah.
Well, also, just so you know, according to Daily Business Review, the Chinese, one of their next target is here.
That's what I heard.
No, they want to do, because I'm working with a Chinese now, they want to, the 163rd, they want to do a Chinatown. The problem with the Chinese, Chinese are easy buyers, very easy buyers. I mean, I live myself.
Well, they do the numbers.
I lived myself 4 months in Shanghai, so I know very well this mentality. These people, they like nice things. They like beautiful things. Chinese are not going to buy shitty houses to rent. They like beautiful things. But if you want to work with the Chinese and do business with the Chinese, you have to have a partner that is Chinese. I'm working now with this very beautiful Chinese girl. She's a broker. She doesn't know much about real estate, but she's pretty and she speaks Shanghainese. So, Chinese are gonna feel very well buying through a Chinese broker. But they will not feel comfortable buying with us.
Well, I promised our panelists that we would get them out of here because they've got appointments. So I'd like to, they'll be here for a couple minutes probably while they're eating. So I want to thank Amy and Rocio and Shirley and Edie for your time. And I hope that you found this interesting and informative. And there is absolutely no reason why each of you cannot be sitting on this side of the table in a year or so. No reason. They didn't think they'd be sitting here either. When they started. So, do we have any questions for anybody? We're okay? Dig in, and thank you.
Look, if my phone, you need it, he has my phone, whatever you need, I will.
I was just.
Give you a card.
Actually, I have a question.